welcome to Realms of the Awesome. Well, I do hate to start this series off with a tour episode. Realm of the Nine Fires is between hosts at the moment. And since Minecraft Awesome is about to get a world reboot, I thought it'd be a good time to take a look at my hometown of NorthRidge. But before that, let's take a look at the past build challenges and a little work I did on a village to the south. The balloons. The balloon build was a build that I hadn't planned to participate in. It was a part of the Sky build. Originally, Lucky Simon organized this, and he suggested that if we made supplies available, he would build us our own custom balloon. So I came up with a design for the NorthRidge balloon and donated a bunch of wool. Then, when time came, Lucky Simon wasn't able to get on as often as he needed to be, and the balloons were basically staying at the lava-filled balloon and part of the caned balloon. So I took an opportunity and began putting the balloons together that other sponsors had provided, the three over in the far side, not counting the leaf balloon that just disappeared. After that, I also decided to build some more of my own and help fill out the build itself. So yes, Lucky Simon put together the lava balloon, the caned, and the leaf balloon at the end, and I built the rest. And I also built the finish line. Just a matter of need, I suppose. The only other challenge build that I participated in was the unofficial packs build, the faux packs. I think I'll start over here with the balls booth. I did not intend to build this originally. I walked over into this corner and I saw the Botley Memorial. And I thought, you know, that's a reference to the Tomb Raider show, the walking bottle, but there's so little over here. There's a blue bottle in the corner, and then there's the Jack Thompson booth and the Diablo booth over there, and there's literally nothing else here. Why don't I build a balls booth over here, sort of beside the Botley Memorial, and put the balls sign up there? Unfortunately, whenever I built, I miscalculated my distance, and I actually built too close to the Botley Memorial. I didn't intend for it to be this close. I sort of pinned 5.2's build in. And I do apologize for that. That wasn't intentional. Well, moving on, one of the very, very last booths built was actually probably technically during the time frame that we weren't supposed to be building, was the mayor booth. Somebody asked Mr. Chris Mad, are you going to be the mayor of the PAX? And he said, well, I don't see a mayor booth. So I ran outside, I grabbed some of the resources and ran back inside and slapped together a very cheap mayor booth. Probably the simplest build I made was the Cat Life logo. I sketched it up with that as one of my two original plans. The next booth I'm going to look at is actually one that was somewhat inspired by this turbo stick booth. Why don't I use torches to stand in as a type of turbo stick that lights up? And I created the Glow Tips booth. Glow Tips, the glowing turbo stick. This was the BWL Development Booth and LAN Party. There were 3 announcements made here. Cat Life Gold Source I plan to release by December. The City of NorthRidge, I was going to open my community to the public. And 5 Flags Over Minecraft Awesome, my theme park I plan to build in NorthRidge. All of this has been delayed now. Cat Life for Gold Source delayed just because I haven't gotten the work done on it. NorthRidge and 5 Flags both were delayed because of the move to the new world. I knew there was no way I was going to get that done in time. The actual LAN setup inside was supposed to be somewhat reminiscent of QuakeCon, in that it's a bring your own computer LAN. Basically you have a bunch of different custom rigs, different custom controllers, that sort of thing, different monitor configurations. and that sort of thing. Just really didn't have the space I had originally intended. My plan had been to make this a much larger build. I scaled it down 3 times because I was worried that I was going to take up too much space. But if you look over here, that was really a misplaced worry. One of the points that nobody actually can see anymore is the floor. This square patch of carpeting on the floor is the BWL logo. All around this land are the 5 flags from 5 Flags Over Minecraft Awesome. However, these replica flags do have minor problems, like each of them. The one above us the most is the one that the crew completely missed. I was amazed. Fraser never once looked up. Anyway, I think it's time to make a trip back to NorthRidge and go home one last time. The portal for New Mobius is in Hub A. This is only the first of the villages. There's 2 of them. This one decidedly less protected. Had a number of volunteers along the way offer to fix up these villages, but can never tell if it was one of those volunteers or if it was one of the players that has set up a new community near here. You can see some lights on the horizon over there. One thing that I realize as I scramble across this patch of wilderness is it's been a long, long time since I actually traveled this entire distance on foot. Don't know who made it. Visited only a couple of times. I was a little surprised because it's actually really close to my city. Mod ship. And the sun is setting, so I need to hurry up and get back to the village for the night. Welcome to Testifica. Testifica is an effort to fix up this village for builds in the area. If you want to help make it nice, feel free. Really, we just want it to look better before the new world. The villagers all seem to be tucked in for the night. Here's one of the new farms. And this is my place. I placed this sign February 8th, 2012. Almost to my new home. Really made this village support a lot more of the actual Testificate denizens. Hello. What kind of reaction was that, friend? Yeah, I liked building a rim on this to help explain the reason that that farm up there comes to a dead end like it does. And it went along with the Testificate debt pit. Once used for executions by the local tribe of Testificates, no longer used. In the brew shack. I needed some brewing supplies so that I could make the necessary potions, splash potion of weakness and golden apples to convert a few zombies before I finish the wall. Nothing too fancy here, just your standard village. As you can tell, the sun is rising, so it's time to leave out. I think I'll go out the service entrance. Tree. Hello, doggy. Welcome to NorthRidge. I had thought about making a tunnel into it and then having it dead end with a barricade of some sort. That way there was sort of an explanation why the highway didn't continue on. But, you know, I think road construction works just as well. And yeah, this was the start of an on-ramp for the interchange. This was taking a lot of time and effort, I'll admit. This turned into a bigger project than I expected. Yeah, it's like a full-fledged highway interchange. Let's just go under that's the freeway up there. Basically, the interchange is all there is of the freeway, and it's 2 access roads. And we get into the outskirts of NorthRidge. The Johnson Farm is on the south outskirts of the city, and it's meant to be something of a communal farm, really. You're free to stay here as long as you earn your keep. Johnson Farm crops. You may take crops so long as you plant new seeds. And this underwent a lot of changes along the way. Originally, I didn't build these as wide as I could have, and didn't get as many crops out of it as I perhaps would have liked, and I've long since expanded it. So we'll follow the gravel road around to the animal pens. We have the chickens, the cows, and the pigs. And of course the tree farm. We've got an orchard. Oh yeah, and this is my barn. Let's have a look. A lot of this has actually been kind of cleared out because I've been packing up supplies, yeah. And gives you a little bit of a view, doesn't it? Continuing on to the farmhouse, we'll pass the old well. Old Man Johnson's well. But you can see there's something else down there now. Anybody home? Old Man Johnson must be out at the store. Got some good food here, though. The mushrooms down in the would-be septic tank. It's actually a mushroom farm. Works pretty well. What mushroom farm would be complete without them? This was the bedroom that I stayed in when I first arrived at NorthRidge and completed construction of the house. Another view of the city from the window. I'm going to take a look in the attic. During the early days, this was my storehouse for food supplies. Still some bread here. I've long since cleared most of the chests out of the attic. Yeah, I just looked out the window and saw that the sun is setting over NorthRidge. Kind of watched that. Well, it's been a long trip just to get here, and I feel a lot better about it now. I guess we should move into the city a bit further. Alright, well, from the Johnson Farm, I think I'm going to take this access road down into the city's industrial district. It's the industrial district mainly because of the desert here. I had an opportunity there to gather a lot of sand and make glass and that sort of thing. And before I look at that, of course, over here you can tell we're getting ready to move to the new world. Begun stockpiling resources. I've got extra chests over here so that I'm ready. This is outside of my warehouse. What street are we on? That's sad. 30 Shade Way. Important point. Street names in the city are based around Minecraft and or Minecraft Awesome. So obviously Shade Way is named after K Shade. A lot of supplies. It's actually pretty tall too. I think it's a good 3-story building. Just to give you a quick look, I'm going to go up on the roof. There's a pretty good view. I put a little bit of a sky bridge in just across the street, across Notch Boulevard. And we come to my office with my enchanting table and some of my best store supplies. There's portal money and a bunch of redstone and other goodies that I didn't want to give away or lose because they are valuable to me. Ah, security guards here. Is everything like it should be? Good. Alright, over here we have the smelting room. Alternative fuels. Charcoal. Coal. I was ready to go. And of course we have the actual workroom here. Some extra stuff I can put together. The maps. Number 38 Shade Way. Here's a better look at the outside of my workshop. And that's kind of a neat view. Move over a little bit. That might make a decent screenshot. Once again, my lighting is pumpkins because I didn't feel like collecting that much glowstone for all the different streetlights. And this was one of the intended transit exits. The intention on this was to eventually build a transit system, an L train. I was going to have 2 L trains and 2 subway trains. They'd be heading north and south and east and west, and meet in the downtown district. And I simply never got that far. You can see it actually dead ends over there. That's the first part of that intended track for the L system. Alphabet maps provided by Cepha. Welcome to the NorthRidge Industrial District. I plan this to be a community. Check with me if you want to help me build a fairly modern style city, and there's plenty of room for other people to use these, but the 29th of March 2013, 5 Flags announced at Faux PAX. It is a theme park build coming eventually. Most all of my plans are now postponed for New World, for Minecraft 3.0. Inbound only. They've rented cars in the chest. Never did finish. I have the mine track, but I didn't want to lay any until I had the path built. The only really other point of interest right now in the industrial district is at number 6 Notch Boulevard. My mine. Hello, doggy. Quit that. As you can see, I have a lot of chests here for storing supplies as I bring them up. Been collecting a lot of wool, actually. And the Fraser flags for 5 Flags over Minecraft Awesome are stored here. My mine technique is a little different from other people's. I can't resist building a complex looking mine. It was fun to build this, I'll have to admit. It took a while to get all the resources. Obviously my nether portal. And part of that chasm that I covered over. I'm not going to try and jump over the fence and take a look at what's down there. I'm just going to walk down with you. It'll be safer. Because again, I'm ridiculous. And yes, we really are going that deep. I needed all the resources I could get when I built this place. Another cave entrance in shaft 15. Ah, we're to the bedrock. Take a look up. There you go. How's that for mining? There are 3 prime shafts down here. Each I dug up from the bedrock to around the 12th level, and then began work. A little bit of water for refilling my bucket, that sort of thing. And of course tool chests and storage chests in case I find really good stuff. I'm gonna start making my way up now. Oh golly. It's a really deep hole. I think I'll take a look at the nether right quick, just so you can see what I did here. When the nether relaunched, it was the perfect time for me to build this. I don't know who's been placing the stone blocks, but I suspect it's probably somebody coming through from New Mobius. It really is a lot easier. It's basically just through the Mobius portal and then through their nether portal right here. And then walk across the path. Uh-oh. Bye. Really limited my building here. I basically just dug out an area under here and fenced it off. And then dug a tunnel back one way and the other so that I could sneak a look at ghasts when they were here and go back that way to find a mine. This was my hideaway hole, temporary safe room. Really useful for dumping off my goodies in the event that I'm about to die. Back to NorthRidge. Water tower or mobile home park? Let's do mobile home park first. The Glowing Birch Mobile Park. Here's our main building. The post boxes. The community facilities. Go in the men's side. Of course, we have the little hole-in-the-ground toilets, too. Each and every mobile home is decorated a little differently, and they all have the same amenities. Let me see if I can find a deacon one. And I am not going to go through every single one of these. I was hoping we would find one of the... I had built these with certain people in mind. Basically, some of these mobile homes are people who are sort of loyal Fraser worshippers, and there's once in a while one that's a deacon worshipper that's... Ah, I found a Fraser worshipper. Hello, doggy. Okay, ignore me then. Fancy flooring. Whoops. They're melons and small crops. What's in here? I actually don't remember. Oh, it's another Fraser house. The pool was a simple build. I just felt like there should be a pool here. A community pool. And there's a squid in the pool. Variety is the spice of life. I'm still looking for the deacon house. Oh my gosh. So much difference. So little time. I know I built one. There was Becky houses too. I just really don't remember where everybody went. Didn't I already come? No, that's different. It's another Fraser house. Darn it. I know it's one of the ugly ones. I just don't remember which. Oh, what a tacky floor. I think I'll leave you and your weird color schemes for later. Thanks. Maybe I didn't build a deacon house. Yeah, this looks like one for Becky. Yeah, it's got the birch in it. Very simple. It's a little newer too. Also, each of these has air vents. I did put actual ventilation in the top. Okay, so I really don't care that much to go and try to figure out which one it was. So I'm going to move on. Let's go take a look at the water tower. The mobile park is located on, well, between Edge Lane, named for the edge actually, and Notch Boulevard, with Hawk Heights running through the middle of it. There are several Hawks in the server, but in this case, that's named for Don Hawk, who was one of the people that actually came by here and took a tour of this city whenever I was working on I think working on the mobile park. Maintenance personnel do not enter. This took a while. And largely I designed the top of it after the balloon build, after the sky build, as it gave me an idea of about how to do that kind of a slope. But there is water inside of that structure, and there is 2 separate chambers running up either side so that the water could go up one side and down the other. There is actually a collection at the base of this divided into 2 chambers, one with an intake and one with an output. I don't know why I felt like making it that detailed, but I did. Enjoy. Also, while we're here, let's stop by the Schnell station. People buying fuel, I suppose. Let's run inside. Slushies. Yeah. Still have the food stores in here. I haven't packed all of this up yet. Newsstand. Nothing in... Oh, there's books in here. Hey, I forgot those were in there. Step out the back. I'm going to climb up to the roof for one simple reason. Sort of got this idea after an episode of The Simpsons. I'll admit that. I like it. It's simple. Another fun little bridge to build. You can tell I enjoy putting detail into some of these things. Let me tell you, that right there took a while because I cut out a chunk of the mountain. Didn't necessarily need to build this little divider wall, I just wanted to. This is the Kneat Inn, and it's actually my current residence, as I was staying in room number 105. Simple bedrooms. All of them pretty much identical with a few minor exceptions. A little bathtub, simple decorations, little place to store your things, and a bed to sleep in. And I just realized I left the door open. Darn it. Again, there are a number of rooms and of course a registration office. The sign should be placed by the room door for reserved rooms. Simple enough. Let us know that you had a room reserved. Simple motel pool. And the common room and wellness center. Few exercise facilities, a little bit of light reading. If you've watched my tour of the Realm of the Nine Fires, well, that's the easiest place. Or if you've ever played on any of our servers, then you know about the depot. World Improvement Warehouse. Take a little look around the outside. Let's go inside. And the depot is basically a community chest. We ask that you use a barter system. Leave an item when you take one. Hopefully this will help keep the store stock balanced. If you have extra items to donate or want to be a store supplier, please help yourself. We can use the extra stock. Be sure to let me know so I can give you credit. Items. Dispensers. Only a few of those. This branch of our warehouse store, World Improvement Store, is going to have to be closed as we're moving to the new world, so I'm going to pack up the stock and take it with us when we go. Stock room. A few extra items that need to be stocked. And of course an exit to the back fence. And let's take a rooftop tour briefly. No reason at all to actually put this much effort into the build, but there's some of the air conditioning and ventilation, and of course here's the sign and its support structure. Alright, we'll step out into the garden center. Some sand. Don't have any mycelium in stock. Got a few saplings. Well, I guess, really, there's only one thing left to do. Let's go take a look at the World of Wool Stock stables. Alright, we're traveling down Notch Boulevard, and I think I'm going to take a right on Jameson Street, or Jameston Street. However you say his name. Ah, here we are, number 28 Edge Lane. The World of Wool Stock Facility. Tours available. I think we'll take the tour. See if I can remember how to do this. Hi, dogs. Yeah, garden, everything. Okay, these small offices serve only basic business needs. There is little to nothing of interest here. Even so, I'm going to take a look inside. Very basic, little waiting area. A couple of simple offices. Originally, the stables were the only wool production in this facility. There were 8 sheep colors in 7 pens. Each pen connected in the back. You can see we had a little trough for water, some nice grass running all the way back into the little indoor area. This slightly larger pen housed both black and white animals. These pens now serve only to sun the sheep. So when we need to get them outside for a little while, we let them out here. This scenic overlook now only overlooks the trailers. It is now used only for work on the tops of the pens. I lost my place for a second. So yeah, I built a little overlook here, and I didn't really expect the city to grow quite like it did. I don't know what I thought was going to happen. I just built this here because I like the idea of having a place to go up and look around. It's right next to, actually right beneath Old Man Johnson's house, and I thought, there's a neat view, and then I built up everything, and yeah, everything as far as you can see here I built at one time or another. It took me a while, but got the work done. I want a picture with the water tower in the background. It's picture time. World of Wool Stock Chambers, maintenance entrance and tour round. This complex was built to make production more flexible. There are chambers here for all 16 colors of wool. And also a really detailed ceiling, just FYI. That was a pain. This was all dug out manually. These smaller rooms are for less demanded colors. Not many people need light gray. Stock is managed by breeding and culling. Sheep are bred to meet demand, and then culled to limit lag. So basically, we breed them long enough to get a decent supply, and then cull them. It's a nice way of saying we kill them all. The underground chambers began as shelters for the animals. You can see red's a popular color. The decision to expand was made after the crew toured the Edge. The Edge has, for those of you that don't know, a gigantic underground sheep facility. Black and brown are less common, so larger stock is maintained. Yeah, it's really hard to come up with brown sheep, so I keep them in a much bigger pen and keep them in higher numbers. Stone from this dig was used in the nearby highway. Stone was also used in the walls and booths at faux packs. I donated a lot of stone. They probably had more than they really needed. Service access. I'm going to step away from the tour for a moment and take a look at the inside through service access. This corridor here runs all the way to the other end of the building. It's hopefully fairly easy to navigate. Hello, sheeps. All the wool that you saw in that chest earlier was from here. I still have a number of shears on hand, but I've taken the dyes and taken all of the different wools that we were keeping in the storeroom and all the maintenance supplies and put them into the chests to be moved to the new world. That it's all basically in one big, straight from one direction to the other hallway rather than multiple turning corridors, so it actually hopefully is easier to navigate. Continuing on. These chambers are built under the Johnson farm. And this corner is next to a chasm. Yeah. Every now and then you'll hear like bats or something, and it's because there's a bottomless pit just beyond this corner. Thus, non-sheep mobs can be heard at all times. This complex includes the Johnson Well and wheat gardens. World of Wool stock is used throughout NorthRidge. The wheat gardens are inside a sheep pen. The space was built as a pen because Wildcat miscounted. Yeah, I kind of miscounted whenever I was dividing up dividing up the rooms. I was building walls and I was like, okay, this many, okay, this one, and then I realized at the end, wait a minute, I have more pins than colors. Okay, we'll build a wheat farm in here, a little wheat garden. That'll do. Yes. The miscount happened during construction of the inner walls. It was only discovered when assigning the pen colors. As part of the expansion, the old tunnels were converted. On average, we keep 4 animals per color, such as you can see here. You can see I did a lot of work cleaning up this path here. This exercise park is built around the Johnson Well. It's very shallow, as it was filled in for safety. Free samples, please take only 1. Unfortunately, the samples have already been packed up for the trip to the New World. There will be a new World of Wool stock stables. I just don't know exactly how big or how much of anything, or where even. But I do have plans to rebuild. Tour exit this way. This exit path was originally a maintenance access road. Have a nice day, and thank you. And that brings us to the end of the tour of NorthRidge. So briefly, I want to touch on a few things. I do have plans to build NorthRidge in the new world. I don't know exactly what's going to happen with that yet, but my intention is to start in the spawn city and build like an expeditionary center. Certainly other people are welcome to join and to build a house, that sort of thing. I'm going to need schools and businesses, so I'd rather, building NorthRidge alone was fun, but I did intend to make it open to the public. I just waited too long to do that. All of that said, I'm also going to be a part of a Let's Play community, so I'm going to be splitting my time. I would certainly be interested in seeing what kind of goodies come out of that community and what kind of fun videos we're going to be coming up with, particularly when it comes to surviving in the new Minecraft Awesome 3.0. I can't wait to see what happens.
Lifted by my wings, crouched on the sill, doing acrobatics, moving from the matter in the air. You wouldn't believe what I saw, a lady in a turban looking at her future telling devices, and she said, "Man, you shouldn't be here. The time isn't right for you. You should have known before coming around. Man, you shouldn't be here. The time isn't right for you. You should have known before coming around." That was on my way.
There's Lemmy Koopa, who for some reason insists on meowing at me every time I walk by. I actually played with somebody else. Why is it that 5.2 does this? It's like I was here the other day and this happened.
So I guess I'm gonna have to do this kind of with everybody individually since time is kind of running.
Yeah. Okay. Little hiccup there.
Yeah, something just hiccuped on my side. I'm not sure what that was.